Alright, welcome back everybody. Tonight we are continuing to build the city of Hillsage. And our goals for this evening will be to continue to grow the population, specifically expanding across the river. And we also acquired a special park asset that we're going to add into our city. But first things first, we got to rename a couple of these neighborhoods, and the first one that we're going to be renaming is the Willow District, and it is going to become Coronado Springs. Alright, and then let's make sure get that bus name changed over as well. And we'll just rename it Springs to Main. Keep it simple. And then the second neighborhood that we're going to rename is going to be the Rosewood District. And we are going to rename the Rosewood District to Buffmaster Heights. Alright. Now that we've got that taken care of, let's begin expanding our city. So we're going to want to continue across the river. Real quick, let's take care of these abandoned buildings. Not sure why that's an issue. Alright. I think we also might try to add some paths throughout the city and maybe following along the river. We also need to come up with a name for the river. But let's think about expanding over onto the north side of the river. So we have Main Street that continues across, and it goes over the highway, and we'll probably want to end up adding an interchange here, so that way people can get into the town from this section of the highway, which right now I believe they still can. There's a junction here and here, so if there's like a giant loop, but I do want to add another source of entering the city up here in this north square. Alright, so let's take a look at the natural resources. Not a lot, a little bit of oil up in that top right corner, decent amount of farmland, but we also have all the farm down here, so I'm not too concerned about that. This might be a good place to start building some heavier downtown type high density areas, because we have this train that we can take advantage of. We can put some good mass transit, public transit between the north part of the city and the original part of the city. So we'll try to keep that in mind as we begin to expand. But first of all, let's let's just go ahead and we'll start building down in this section here. So let's take a street off of Main. And I think we're going to kind of follow the curvature of the river. So let's go ahead and we'll just do the 2-lane road for now. And I don't want an intersection too close to where the bridge begins, or to where this kind of transitions. So we have, we have a 4-lane. Is this a 4-lane? Yeah, let's just, let's upgrade. Oh, cool. Let's upgrade the bridge real quick. Man, we still need to do something about this change in elevation. But for now, we'll leave it at that. That looks significantly better than just the single strip of road we had going. So, all right. So now let's add in. Let's do an intersection here. And let's do not too drastic of a curve, because then we have a pretty significant, oh, you know what, actually, based on this elevation, we're not going to be able to follow the river as easily as I had hoped. So, change of plans. Let's go. Let's do, you know, this would be a pretty cool place to build that special park. So, keeping that in mind, let's just plan out a quick road. Okay. We'll put the junction here. Let's do something like that. Just do something like that for now. Let's give good access to the top of this hill, and then we can expand up here eventually. So instead of zoning over on this right side, let's go over here to this left side, and let's add in the highway junctions real quick, so we can take that into consideration as we zone. So let's do something like that, and try to keep it even in length. Go to there. You know, these we could probably shorten up quite a bit. Or maybe we can't. Maybe we do need to just take it to there. Do something like that. Takes up a lot of space, so hopefully we can figure out a better way to merge on and off the highway. But while we're here, let's go ahead and change this highway to take into consideration the lane mathematics. So what we want to do is we have 3 lanes here, and then one of them exits off. So we're going to downgrade this to 2 lanes. So now we have the leftmost and the middle lane will continue to go straight, and the right lane is forced to take the exit. So it's 2 lanes underneath the bridge, and then once it meets back up with this on-ramp here, it goes back to 3 lanes. So let's go ahead and do the same for that side. Looks good. Alright, now getting back to building over here, let's take, we might want to end up changing this to a roundabout, but for now, we will just leave it as an intersection so we don't have too much traffic. Okay. Oh, that would be the reason why I had the wrong tool selected. Let's try again. Okay, it's 2 lanes with grass. That's better. There we go. Let's do something like that. And to there for now. Cemetery needed. Are we having death issues? Death care? No. I'm not sure why that popped up. We might. Let's go ahead and add a cemetery up here in Coronado Springs. Maybe not by the college. We can put one along here, hopefully. And I think this will actually increase the land value. I know it would make them happy. So hopefully that will take care of that issue we're having. Looks like we're having a decent amount of traffic here. A lot of pedestrians, which is good. If we can promote pedestrian traffic over private vehicle traffic, that would be ideal. Alright, let's head back up north. So we've got this road, which we might consider linking back to the highway there eventually. I'm not sure if we'll want to do that or not, but let's go back into our roads. And let's just take a road from here that goes pretty much straight up. Let's do that. Let's go to here, actually. Okay. And then let's start with a nice area of high density residential. So I'm just going to outline this with this 4-lane with grass. We might have to bring that back a little bit. That looks good. Alright. So hopefully this will be able to take care of all of the traffic we're going to have in this high density residential zone. So let's add some cross streets. Give me just a second. And I just realized that I've been muted for the last few minutes. I apologize. So we're trying to figure out how to block the heavy trucks, the semi-trucks, from taking this newly added exit down through Main. And I think we might... no. Or these are tractors. So maybe tractors aren't factored in with the heavy traffic ban. That could still pose an issue later. But there's not too much traffic now. We'll just have to wait and see if that becomes an issue as we progress. And it looks like Main Street needs to be adjusted again. Good. Check this junction. We want to make people coming from the left and right stop, which actually let's just get this sorted real quick. Looks good. Okay. And we'll need to upgrade the rest of Main, which, you know, you might as well go ahead and do now so we don't have to worry about it later. It's going to de-zone all of these businesses, which is unfortunate, but it's necessary in the long run. And because we did that, we'll give them an extra square to match the other side. And I thought we had a path running from Main Street to the university, but that doesn't appear to be the case right now. So let's just go ahead and add that. We'll put it right here. And let's adjust. Just to make it look a little bit nicer. There. We'll do that. So that gives people nice walking access from Main to the university. I'm not sure why this bus stop is saying it has. There we go. Cool. That looks good. Let's continue to zone up here, and it does look like they're already having noise issues, so we might need to just go ahead and de-zone these. Unfortunately, don't think that's going to work. And we'll rezone them as residential because we don't want people getting sick from the noise. And hopefully this becomes a pretty heavily trafficked area, so okay. So we have a large industrial demand. Let's leave the northern part alone for now, and let's actually develop Cherry Square a little bit more. Let's take these roads. Actually, what we need is we need offices or more industrial, not more commercial. So we've pretty much utilized all of Cypress. might be able to add in just a little bit more of farm ground along here. And this square, which will probably not be very fertile because of the landfill and the incinerator. Let's go ahead and get that to start emptying so we can get rid of that eventually. That'll be good. Okay, so industrial demand is dropping and commercial demand is rapidly increasing. So now we can go ahead and add a little bit. We don't want to add too much because we don't want this to be, we don't really want this to be the main commercial hub. Even though it is quickly becoming a large area. We'll do that for now. Pull the water lines out. Looks good. And hopefully that's going to at least temporarily satisfy the need for commercial. And let's extend Cherry Square to add in this new little block of stores. So that'll give them the free public transit and the tax raise for the high density commercial. Okay. Traffic's still looking okay. Decent amount of traffic going into Cherry Square, which is to be expected. Let's check the traffic overlay. 83% is good. This is becoming pretty heavily trafficked. Let's check our junctions. So we don't want these to be, this one might need to be a light because it's on Main Street, and I'm not sure if just want to make sure we get all this figured out. Make them stop. We want them to stop, and eventually we might have to make this a traffic light, and potentially this intersection between Wright Avenue and Main Street might have to become a roundabout as well, because this is the main access point for all of Coronado Springs. So let's just check the bus overlay. We actually need to changed Rosewood. Just do high school to Buff. Cherry's the same. Okay, looks good. And we're getting really good traffic on our buses. 150 potential out of 114 out of 150. That's good. 130 out of 180, 106 out of 180. So this is looking good. I'm pleased with how our bus routes are doing so far. Okay. Pretty steady increase in all three zones. So, and traffic's still looking okay right here. Looks like a lot of these trucks are still using the main street, but we got a decent amount over here as well. So we'll have to continue to keep an eye on that. Everybody up there looks fine. Okay. We still need to create some sort of office park because we're running out of room for clean industry. But real quick, let's just go ahead and fill this in. The shape was bothering me. I want this to look nice. This is the most prestigious shopping center in Hillsage. You know, we might go ahead and just upgrade these roads. Do that. Oh man, I zoned these incorrectly. Sorry everybody, we want the big shops over here. Alright, so we got that sorted out. Let's check the bus route. So we've got a stop right in the middle, which is good. Let's also, so it comes up to the northern part. We want to leave this middle. Let's add one. Over here. Adjust this one a little bit. Oh no, that's not what we wanted to do. Sorry everybody. So yeah, now these people will have walking access to this point or even this point. Everybody in this quadrant will have access to this one. People in here can walk up to this one. And then people here can walk to that one. And we have the one stop here, which seems to be... Wow. There are 430 people waiting at this bus stop. So we might want to add... Let's just add a few buses. Let's take it up to 7. 7. Okay. That is a lot of people. It's crazy. Alright. And this is starting to see a decent amount of traffic. We might want to... because we're seeing a lot of bus traffic through here. Let's just make those bus lanes. And hopefully the orange route will fix itself. Okay, that was strange. I'm not sure why that happened. All of these businesses have gone out. And the problem seems to be there aren't enough educated workers, but if we pull up the education overlay, we have adequate university, very less than adequate high school, and not great elementary. So let's check. So we've got the high school pretty centrally located. Oh, and we're starting to have garbage issues up here too. We might want to address those first. Okay. How do we want to do this? Because if this becomes our downtown, obviously they have to have trash. And we put them on over here. Doesn't quite reach following the highway. So, definitely don't want to put it over here. Man, this is less than ideal. Let's think about this for a second. Because everything north of the highway, I'm imagining that eventually we turn it into a pretty dense, like, downtown area with, we'll have different, we'll probably do some high density residential, definitely some high density commercial, potentially some high density or just office, whatever. And I'd like to put in some of the unique tourist buildings potentially as well. But all these people are going to have garbage. We could purchase another square, pushing the water output farther down, and we could put the garbage by the water. That's an option. Since this bay is pretty much destroyed, unfortunately. We could buy here, but then we'd have to add another highway access, which is less than ideal, in my opinion. I don't really want... Man. Okay, this is a short term, definitely not a fix, but I don't want to fix it right now. I don't know how to fix it right now. So, Barlow Park. For now, make them recycle. And, sorry guys, we're gonna ban pets too. Just for now. I want to finish addressing the education problem, and then we can get back to fixing the trash problem. So, Bluffmaster Heights is going to continue to develop until it hits the highway. So I think it would be beneficial to just give them their own high school and just put it down here. Let's just zone this out really quick. And we have to remember that the high school is a little bit bigger than what fits in here. So let's take this one out, grab the high school, we'll put it here. And we can do our park thing again with maybe the basketball and tennis potentially. But let's get them some water. Good. Might as well throw some low density residential. Cool. Okay, that helps that out. But I believe there was a high school, yeah. And what does this bus route look like? So there's no, this is not particularly beneficial to the students trying to travel from Coronado Springs to the high school down in Hamilton Heights, which is right here. But I don't know if I want a third high school, and boy, we're getting so much traffic. Okay. That might be more pressing than high school. Wow. I was worried about this happening. It's most likely because of Cherry Square. It's just such a high demand of people. Got 128. I bet there's still several hundred. Yeah, and now this stop has 150 people. So, where are all these people coming from? Let's just do a little bit of research. Why are these vehicles in the bus lane? I wonder, because we have this asymmetrical 3-lane, would it be beneficial to turn this street, give it 2 lanes? We'll see if that helps at all. That's the first time I've ever built that kind of road, so I definitely don't know what I'm doing. But it looks like it's backing up right here, because there's only one turning lane. So let's give the second lane the option to turn as well as go straight. There is way more residential traffic or private vehicle traffic coming through here than I had wanted. Oh my goodness, it's backed up halfway down Main Street now already. Look at that. Okay. It might be time for some drastic measures, and we might need to put in a roundabout right here. And we might need to change the Coronado Springs access point. We could change it to this intersection maybe. This could potentially be upgraded to a 6-lane road instead of a 4-lane road, but we'd lose the bus lanes is the only problem. So we've got the bus lanes, 4 total lanes. Or we could do 6 lanes. But I'm not sure where the issue is. What type of junction is this? Oh. Well, that could also play into it. So it looked like there might have been a stoplight or stop sign on, I believe this is Wright Avenue. So I'm still not super familiar with the traffic. This whole loop is Wright Avenue. I think the loop needs to be its own street. Did that help? Did we have the wrong signals? It definitely cleared it up a little bit. Maybe this. Maybe we need a roundabout here to help get the traffic out of Coronado Springs. How many of these people are turning left? They're all going towards Cherry Square. So let's try a 3-lane asymmetrical road here as well. Let's see if giving, and then we can go in and say this lane can turn here, this lane can turn here, or here. This lane can only turn, this lane can turn or go straight, and that one can go straight. This is still a mess. This is a mess. Oh boy. This is cleared up, which is good. Main Street, other than it's busy, but it's not backed up so far anymore. It's still red. That's fine. This traffic is dipped up to 80 or 77. And we don't want it to be less than 80, ideally. Especially at this point where we don't really have that many people. Only 14,000. So let's identify this intersection and this intersection are the two busier intersections. So let's pause real quick. The hospital is the only non-zoned asset in this area. Just thinking about building probably not the large roundabout, but the small roundabout. It'll really make a mess. But I think it's worth trying. Because Main Street's just going to continue to get more busy. So I think we need to do it. Gotta take out those roads. This one. Man, that's a lot of roads. And can I line it up? Let's try that. Oh, and we'll have to mess with the bus stops. We don't want bus stops on the roundabout. That would be a problem. Can we continue? The hospital's in the way. Let's quickly just so it keeps its shape. And can we add? keeping this 4-lane? No. But we can scoot the hospital over. Super unrealistic, but that's okay. So that'll allow both lanes to turn, which should be good. Get rid of that one and that one. Main Street is not bus lanes, so that'll be fine. Let's fix that one. And this side of the street does not need to be 4-lane. And let's check our zoning. We might just consider taking this out entirely. Dezoning that. Make sure this up to there stays zoned on main. Let's give the roundabout a little bit of space. Do that. Delete these roads, those buildings. Check the bus route. So that just completely destroyed. Let's see if they'll pop back up. Cannot have a bus stop on the roundabout. That would be detrimental. So, okay. Maybe that'll help. I hope. Actually, that seems to have made it significantly worse. That dropped traffic flow down to 71. So that's not going to work. Let's figure out why are we having these issues. So these people, they're coming from Cherry Square, right? They're going down, getting to the roundabout. Where is... Maybe we should make sure everybody realizes that they can turn to either lane. And also give them the option to go around. We also might need to increase the amount of lanes in the roundabout. I don't know if that would be helpful at all. I mean, I'm having some issues. Let's let it run. Maybe they'll solve themselves. This thing is, you're not working right. Come on. Oh yeah, this is fine. That's fine. They can go either way from there. Do that. I wonder if the issue is more so... Oh, well actually... It pretty much cleared it up, actually. Maybe we just didn't give it long enough to solve itself. solve the problem on its own. But that looks way better. Hey, traffic actually improved overall. And it's still going up. So still maybe a little bit of issues here. Oh, it's going down again. Oh, back up to 81. Oh, this bus stop. So what's the point of the bus lane if all of these vehicles are in the bus lane? You know, if they would just go around the bus, it'd be great. See, now that I don't know, but that seems to be better. There's still probably 400 people at this bus stop. Wrong tab. The Cherry State. Oh, I guess they all probably got messed up. There's over 500 people waiting at these two stops. Maybe it'd be worth trying to move this Cherry bus stop onto this street in front of the hospital and just eliminating the bus stop on what is Wright Avenue entirely. Let's give it a try. That's not too far of a difference, right? Look at all those people. Oh my goodness. It's not terribly unreasonable to have a bus stop in front of a hospital, right? Could even put a park in here or something for them. There's an insane amount of foot traffic. There's people walking down the middle. Oh my goodness. And there's a cow. Okay. So that definitely made a big difference in the traffic. I don't want to say that we fixed it. I mean, it was at a 77 and it dropped down to almost 70, and 81's fine. Peaking at 83 maybe. Like, that's good. So we want to keep it right around 80 minimum. Obviously, if it goes above 80, we're not going to complain. But we might be able to do a little bit there. I'm not concerned about this. This makes sense, which could potentially be another good place for a roundabout, but I don't know if we want to put, too many roundabouts. I don't know if they lose their effectiveness. They definitely take up a decent amount of space, and I don't know if it matters to the game, but I personally don't like to zone super close to the roundabout. I just feel like that could cause issues. We could, I've seen some pretty interesting pathways, though. We could potentially, let's give everybody a nice path. So they can cross the roundabout without having to cross traffic. Maybe. Well, that's just ridiculous. Don't want that high. Maybe we could do something like that. Let's turn the snapping off. So now people can cross this ridiculous bridge. I don't know. That might not help at all, but it's there now. We'll leave it there. Check on the traffic. A lot of traffic still trying to get out. But yeah, I think taking that bus stop off of Wright Avenue was the right decision. Okay, let's look at this orange Coronado Springs to Maine. So we still have the bus stop here, which now I don't think it is, like, I don't think there's any advantage to having that there now. Can we, there's 200 people at that bus stop. It's crazy. Almost 300. Let's pull up this and let's just move it or see what happens if we put it here, because I'm not worried whatsoever about the Pleasant Wright Street traffic. Look at that, a lot of people are using, wow, a ton of people are using that. Let's just check out the pedestrian. That's awesome. Lots of people walking to the university. And we got people walking way up there. That's great. But yeah, that was definitely, I think that bridge was a really good decision. People walking all the way from Autumn Hills. Looks like a majority of them are going to the Japanese garden and the bouncy castle. Would you walk that far for a bouncy castle? That's insane. I wonder if we need to put a bus between... actually, you know what? Let's let the people walk. Because with this bridge, they're only having to cross the street one time. So maybe we need to... Maybe... Let's, what if we move it to that side? Just kind of clean it up a little bit. Nice path directly across. Because now they don't have to cross right here. At least the masses coming from this path right here, the bridge. There's still insane amounts of people crossing the street here. Still got people in the middle. Look at all those people. The bus just ran over like 20 people. And this stop's still going to be overloaded. It's a cherry stop. Yeah, there's almost 500 people there and almost 300 people here. It's crazy. This might be a good place for some bigger public transport in the future. Maybe a metro station. Probably not a train station, maybe monorail, which we do have access to. I don't think our population of 14,000 really would benefit from a monorail. I'm just going to dezone that because that tiny little building looks kind of funny. Will it not automatically go away? There we go. Traffic is looking excellent now. Still at 81. That's great. We're happy with 81. Right there. There are cars parking on the inside of the roundabout. Not entirely sure why. Don't think it has any direct effect other than, you know, it looks funny, but that's fine. Let's not worry about it. It's parking all down Main. You know, a lot of these roads are going to need to be upgraded eventually as well. Let's just let's go ahead and do some of these. They've been dealing with these dirt roads for a while, so we'll give Autumn Hills a nice little upgrade. Make everybody happy. It'll increase the land value, but it also increases the expense, the upkeep of the roads that have the trees is the highest. We might have to do a little bit there. And for now, let's just... Oh, I guess there's only a few here, so go ahead and get all of these upgraded. Everybody's got the trees, everybody's happy. And, you know, we'll just... It doesn't take that long, so let's get Hamilton Heights included. Get that. All of this taken care of. In front of the high school, Madison Hills, the Coast Streets, which needs a name. Nice. And the only issue is right here. Sorry, everybody. Thank you for giving us your house. Actually, that's what the problem was. I didn't need to destroy all those houses. Yikes. Too late now. They weren't very big anyway, so they can move. Let's just... see if we can fix this. I don't want it to be like that. Maybe we can... change it a little bit. This intersection looks kind of funny. That's okay. There will never be anything too important over here, I don't imagine, so let's leave it at that. I'm not gonna upgrade the industrial streets. I mean, it's all farmland, and a lot of farmland has dirt roads anyway, so we'll just leave that. Traffic is still looking really good up here. I do think pulling those bus stops off of Wright Avenue really made a big difference, so that looks good. Crazy. So many people parked along Hamilton Street. circle needs a different name, but get to that later. I hope these people are all surviving. They're all pretty happy. It's good. Kind of started doing that and then ran into a bigger issue. But, okay. So, Cherry Square, still doing really well. Did we extend it? Not all the way. Let's fix that real fast. Get all that. And we've got these guys on the outside here. Good. And these few guys. Nice. Okay. And what did we have? Free public transport and the higher taxes. Let's just see if there's anything else that might help us. Big business benefactor. The commercial will double their sales at 4 cents per building. Can we see? We aren't able to see how much this district is generating us. High density residential, or commercial, sorry. It's generating about $4,100 per week. So let's try this. Big business benefactor. And it'll cost us a little bit. 4 cents per building. There's not a ton of buildings. It's a decent sized area, so it'll be, you know, we'll be able to afford it. We're making $14,000 per week, so that shouldn't be a problem. And hopefully it ends up profiting us more significantly in the long run. So, all right. We need to think about some offices. So I think Barlow Park will have easy access office buildings. And I don't want that there. Stupid power lines. Get that zoned. Yeah, everyone's gonna freak out because they don't have power. Good. Got water coverage. We'll see how much more traffic that generates up in this area, but for now, I'm not too worried about it. And we still have a decent amount of area around here for more industrial. Just gonna rezone that whole spot. Same with this one. That way these will respawn instead of having those tiny little 1 square buildings that'll build like this. A neighborhood shop. Good. Alright. This is awesome. So many tiny little, they look like ants. That is a lot of people. But keeping foot traffic off of the roundabout, I think is pretty crucial. And eliminating all of these people from crossing the street right here at this intersection, I think is also pretty important. let's try something, because we still have 800 people that are waiting on this bus line. So let's just do something a little drastic and see what happens. Let's give this bus line 10 buses. That's double the amount of buses we had. It's saving 11% of car trips. So let's let this run for a second at 3 times speed. Oh, so far it did not help. It made it worse. But we also 127 residents. Let's see if that number goes up at all. Now it's down to 0 and only 100 residents. Why is that happening? There's now 500 people. Weekly passengers, 95 residents. So why? I mean, this bus is full, this one's half full, this one's basically full, that one's empty. Those are full. Okay, so up to 18%. Still 93 residents. Let's drop this back down to 2 times. Let's let this experiment run for a little while. Hopefully we won't forget about it. But we'll leave 10 buses for now, and let's see what happens. But let's go ahead and get to this park that I said we were gonna work on. Let's get this park figured out, and then it'll probably be where we end tonight's stream. So I just got access to a few new unique buildings. One is a football stadium, which we're not going to put up on this hill, but we'll definitely be adding a football stadium eventually. And then we also got these here. We got a Panda Sanctuary, Oriental Pearl Tower, and a temple complex. So I think it'd be kind of cool to try to incorporate these 3 into like a little like nature reserve type thing, maybe. You know, with the tower, maybe we put the tower up on the top of the hill. Put the pandas down by the water. And the temple, gotta put the temple somewhere as well. So this isn't a huge area, but let's do grass roads to start. So let's think about this. If we want, maybe we'll put the temple up on the mountain. So let's give it somewhere to sit. Let's do something like that. And then we'll put the pandas down by the water. So let's just kind of make a big kind of a Y-shaped pattern. Maybe we'll put the tower up on this second hill here. Do something like that, maybe. We might push back this 4-lane road as well. But let's continue. Yeah, let's delete this. And this won't be the most efficient use of space, but I think this will make for pretty cool. Kind of like a state park or a national park or something like that. Somewhere that'll hopefully be a pretty popular place for tourists to come visit. And we can connect that like that. I like that. I think that's cool. Looks good. So let's get all three of these in here. The tower, have the tower be kind of the first thing that people see. I don't know if we can get it more up here like that. Let's see if we can adjust the road a little bit. It might be too steep. Maybe we do something like that instead. It's kind of unrealistic, but looks cool. And that kind of destroyed the natural terrain, but that definitely looks pretty sweet right there. Maybe let's see if we can adjust this a little bit, make it a little bit straight, more straight, and then move the tower at all? No? Maybe like that. Yeah, that helped the natural terrain a little bit. And we might be able to come in here and smooth it out some with the landscaping tool, but we won't do that for now. Alright. And then up on this hill, this is where I want to put the temple. And it's definitely going to mess with the terrain generation. Okay, that's really all not that bad. I wonder if when we buy one of these squares, if it'll change it again, but we'll leave it for now. And then hopefully, I think we might end up even doing multiple panda. Oh no, we can only do one Panda Sanctuary. Oh, and the Panda Sanctuary is big. Lots of slopes over here, which makes for a cool area, but see, I don't want them that close to the tower. Let's just try quickly to lower this slope. Maybe smooth out the land right here, because this is where I want the pandas to be, right in the middle. Alright. That is not at all what I wanted to do. Oh no. Off to a good start. Okay. So, let's see. Would we be better off? I think we're gonna have to lower this. Am I raising it? There we go. can kind of start to create some natural looking variations and not bad. Hopefully the pandas will like it. And I mean that looks pretty good. A little bit of a hill to see as you drive past towards the pandas. A nice drop off. And then so we'll probably end up putting the entrance here. So we might need to push this back just a little bit. Smooth this out as best we can. Alright. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see if the pandas fit. Hey, they do. It might cut into the hill right here, but we can go back in and adjust. So, it's just, oh, it's really gonna cut into the hill. Oh boy. We might not end up leaving that there. This is just a little bit too drastic looking. Let's just real quickly, we'll just store it over here for the time being. Okay, just do a little bit more with this landscaping real quick. So really, this needs to be pushed back even farther. Because I don't mind a drastic change in elevation, but I'm really going for a more natural look in the landscape over here. So I really liked the way that these hills kind of came up. So I want to keep that as much as possible, and that way we can keep this as kind of like the special little park area. A little too low right there. So maybe we put it more like right here. Let's give that a try. Man, it's still digging into the hills, but that actually, we could smooth that out pretty easy. Push it back. Yeah, not bad. That looks pretty good. And maybe we can fix it up on this side too. Just give it more of a natural slope instead of just that huge cutout box look. Smooth it out. That's a little bit more natural feeling. It's not perfect, but it definitely looks better. Maybe we can still clean up a little bit around the edges, but for now, let's get power and water. They seem to want that for some reason. Now I don't really know what I want to do about power. We might have to do something temporary. But I definitely don't want power lines over here. I wish there was an underground power line option. I think that would be really cool and perfect for situations like this where you're trying to preserve the natural beauty of an area. There we go. I think those will all cover, yeah. But, you know, we can improvise. At least the wind turbines look way better than any type of power plant. Only bad thing is look at these stupid power lines. Ruining the gorgeous views. It's a shame. But we want there to be power. And I don't know, maybe we'll add a second access point eventually. Maybe even directly off the highway. Hopefully this becomes a pretty highly trafficked area. I know they all offer pretty good tourism factors. Wow, upkeep for the pandas is almost $5,000 a week. That's crazy. But I think we'll end up leaving this middle section completely empty. Maybe we'll throw a park or maybe just a small row of commercial right along here, you know, because even though it's a nature park, there would still be places that you could buy things and souvenirs and whatnot. But I think that looks good for now. Let's maybe throw in a couple trees. What kind of trees do we want out here? Some oak, some pine. Let's make this entryway coming in here look really special. Well, that's a big one. Yeah, I just want some of these medium-sized ones. There we go. This way you know that once you're pulling up over here, you know that this is something special. And we'll continue to edit to landscape and add in some more stuff. We might, I don't know if we'll turn this road into the one with trees or not. We might leave it with just the grass. The grass looks kind of nice. Maybe we'll add some sort of transport hub, and we can transform this block of Madison Hills into a place for public transport and create some sort of system that goes across the river specifically to take you over here. I think the cable cars would do that. Let's just test it out real quick. Oh yeah, cable cars might be a cool back and forth between. We definitely need to come up with a name. Let's get this outlined. This is going to be a big district. There aren't a lot of cozy heights. Definitely not going to be what we leave that as. Something with pandas or parks or something, but let's just go ahead. Parks and recreation is good. Increase the land value. We will probably add free public transportation later. If we do add shops, we'll definitely increase the taxes because we want this to be a really nice tourist area. But let's ban heavy traffic. We don't want any trucks coming through here and disturbing the pandas. So it's looking good so far. Let's just check out this road here, maybe smooth it out just a little bit. I think that looks better. Alright. Cozy Heights, soon to be renamed. It's looking good. Hillsage is looking really good. So we got our traffic problem solved. Traffic is still looking really good. 84%, that's awesome. 82 is still awesome. So hopefully we can keep that in there. I think the roundabout and moving the bus stops really made a difference. And then next time we'll have to continue our expansion into our future downtown area. And we got Cozy Heights, so we'll have to continue to develop. Maybe tuck in a few shops or something along there. Let's turn this off. But I think that's going to conclude tonight's stream. Thank you for watching, and feel free to check out the first episode of the stream on my channel, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching.